Nice. That's really all I have to say about it, but this season's continuing to roll on. We've gotten past the controversy that happened when this merge started. Granted, you can't completely forget about it, but I think we've moved on enough that we can sort of just focus on the gameplay and leave it at that, especially given how shooken up things were because of that splitting into two teams bit. Because coincidentally in Ghost Island, you just had that big Navini group plus Lore and Donovan, I think. Hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right. Get rid of the last Malolo members, so all that was left were the pure Navini members and the Malolo members who flipped over to join them and had no chance of taking it. Okay, alright, Donovan might have had a shot, but anyone with a rational mind would know almost all the time he had no chance of making it. But this time, you had powerhouses get taken out just because, oh yeah, convenient opportunity. Oh, they might not have gone, but they did. And Elizabeth, I'm a little bit surprised that so many swooped in to try and get rid of her, but granted, Karishma did play her idol, so the obvious target was out, so then they just go to the next one, although someone voted for Janet. Odds are it was Karishma, because I have a really tough time believing that she would vote for Eliza. Biv, I don't know, I didn't check the tables on Wikipedia because that would spoil the season for me. Lauren and her situation with Boston Rob and Sandra, it makes sense that they had to sweeten the deal because one person out of, okay, sorry Karishma, 8, because most people would have counted you out with that kind of a challenge. And it's still low odds. She could factor in that a few people would sit out and that a few people would outlast her, but that still leaves like 1 out of 5. Not the best odds. 2 out of 5? Yeah, that's reasonable because I remember when I was in college, no, sorry, at my university, and at the end of my 3rd semester there, I had this one writing class where we were told that for the final, we would have to write an essay from one of 5 potential prompts, but when we would be taking the final, the teacher would be randomly selecting 2 of those 5 prompts. And coincidentally, the 2 prompts that I spent the most time writing down stuff for were the ones that were selected. But odds were decent, at least one of those 2 would have been on there. And I just loved how when Jeff pulled that off, everyone's just like, and just like, what? I really love these tiny little bits of humor that this season is doing. It's so funny, and all the one-liners from Rob and Sandra. I bit my finger, Rob, because she's grinning half the time. Because now I'm sure she thinks it's funny. That was nice. And then Dean trying to take a little more strategic role. Well, granted, he is trying to like keep Tommy around because that's a physical threat versus him, although he hasn't done that well at the physical challenges as Lauren has shown. But the thing is, I think there's a slight possibility that he threw the challenge with the arms behind his back, albeit it could just be he concluded he probably wouldn't win, even though he might be in a little bit of trouble. I don't know. It's tough to say what you think in that particular situation. You want to compete, but then after a couple of minutes you realize, oh, there is no way I can win this thing. Do you put up with it anyway, or do you spare yourself the trouble of doing what Jamal did after the first challenge, where he was so sore and exhausted, he fell backward. We'll see. And then him creating that other version of the legacy bit, honestly, that kind of confuses me, but I'm sure that somebody is going to bring that up again. I'm sure. And then Dr. Ross brought up something where, he thinks that Jeff should have honored what Nora was trying to do and stay in the challenge so everyone could continue eating. But the thing is, a challenge is you're competing amongst other people. There's no other people. So I do get why Jeff said that. Sure, that would be the kind of thing to do, but as Rob said, there's no free lunches. Or free breakfasts if you want to be picky. And that's really all I can think of. And as I keep saying, I genuinely do think that it's mostly people from the second iteration of the Purple Tribe taking charge of things, because other than Missy and Aaron, if I recall correctly, everyone else that's been voted out of this merge was on the second iteration of the Purple Tribe, although Elizabeth might have been. Was she? Oh yeah, she was. Okay, well, scratch that statement then. I think we can safely rule out the possibility of second iteration of Vokai taking everyone out. It's everyone for themselves now, especially since there's going to be another idol floating around, and it definitely is just one now, so that's nice to know. Looking forward to it.